Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. My brother-in-law Valentin here is taking me up to see another cinder cone mine similar to what we saw in the last video. And this is also right near, in fact there's several cinder cones here. This is also right near Atacmuco, kind of going north of the city a little bit. But come along, we'll see what we can find. I've never been here before, so this will be new for all of us. Hello, my name is Chris, and I'm a rockaholic. Well, we're about to be chased out by the rain again, but we made it up the hill in Valentin's little car. And here is the quarry. I've never been here. It's nowhere as deep as the other one. I think they don't want to do that again. But look at it, it's black, which is interesting. So these are the rules for the quarry. So I guess people can come in here. The first your truck or however you're going to carry the stone needs to have a cover. You need to give your ticket to the checker. Then it has the hours, and it's prohibited to throw garbage. Nice. That makes it sound like we can go in. Di algo para la audiencia.
Estamos en la mina de Tezontle Negro, aquí en Atlacomulco.
This is the black Tezontle mine. I'm not sure why some of it's black. No sabes por qué parte es roja y parte es negra.
No.
Piedra. I'm asking him about the volcanic rock, why some of it's red and some is black. Anyway, let's look around. We'll check this out. I'm going to start with these big ones. Mira estas grandes, Valentin. That's a good hard basalt there. Bonitas. Yeah, just big solid basalt. These are not Tezontle though. These are solid. Yeah, this is really pretty. The red with the black. All right, I'm gonna follow my brother-in-law. Let's see what we can find. Looks like they got some machinery up there. Ah, it's bigger than maybe I thought. They are digging a hole here. Sí están escarbando, mira. Oh yeah, they've dug way down there. I'm going to follow the road down into that hole. This sand is interesting. It's definitely volcanic ash. So this volcano, at least at some point, emitted more ashy type material than we saw at the other. It's not sparkly though. The sand, what little sand there is in the other mine that we saw in the previous video when the sun is out, it's very sparkly. This isn't quite as much. Of course, the sun's not really out either. Some kind of a outcrop there of a more solid basalt. Okay, the sun isn't, well, now the sun's coming out. If this little sun ray we're standing in makes it over there, I think you can see the structure of the volcano. So there's a lava flow up on top, and then the lava flow has collapsed in here, or they've pushed it in, one or the other. But can you see the layers in the black? They're inclined this way, which makes sense because that's where the hill is. And it's just a little cinder cone. And this area, if you look from the satellite view, there's hundreds of these cinder cones. It's extremely volcanic. Here's more of that. Oh, I researched it and I put the word in the previous video. I can't remember what it was now though, but the yellow material. Oh, this is awesome. This is totally unexpected. We're actually leaving here tomorrow, so this was a last-minute decision. My brother-in-law offered, "You want to try to go to the mine before it rains?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I just finished my work for the day. Okay, here you can see, mira Valentín, ves la estructura del volcán. Entonces aquí las capas van así, y si miras aquí, atrás de ti, van así. So see, I was just explaining to my brother-in-law about how the layers will point to the center, to wherever the center of the volcano was. Donde estaba la chimenea. Oh, that's cool. I want to see if we can get close to that. Bueno, gracias. Ahorita vengo, no voy a tardar. Yeah, this is really cool, guys. Deep in the bowels of a cinder cone volcano in central Mexico. As you can see, this visit's going to be cut short too. Oh, that's shiny. That is cool. Some of this is glassy. So can you see how the layers are fine? But look at that volcanic bomb right there. That is a classic. Just picture when the volcano was erupting, that big chunk. Oh, I bet you that's at least the size of a car up in the wall up there. And there's several of them. So yeah. So these bigger pieces are from volcanic bombs, basically. Little white phenocryst of some kind. I don't think I dare try to walk up there. I think this is close enough because chunks can fall down and death can occur. I love that volcanic bomb right there though. That's a nice one. Looking at the material close up, this is somewhat light. It's not what I would call scoria, but it's definitely not a solid rock either. But I like the white. You can see all these rocks have that white material. Oh, what are those called? Zeolites? These white minerals that fill in the vesicles. I don't think it's agate. Let's see here. Yeah, guys, that's overhanging pretty bad. I'm not going to try to get too close here. Let me take a few stills for you so you can look at it good. You can see this yellow, again, I forgot the name, I'll put it in text here. But this is basically the weathered version of these layers. You can see they're stuck together, almost like a conglomerate, very loose though. And it's degraded into this yellow soil almost. it comes apart real easy. It's just the same basalt, but completely degraded. But of course, with the mining operation, they're down a couple 100 feet, so the weathering hasn't gotten in here yet. Well, the sun's hitting that pile over there real nice. So again, that is a basalt lava flow. That lava flow is likely what the city of Atlacomulco is built on, because, or something similar, because what the city's built on is very solid basalt and thick. And that's probably part of it, I would think. Oops, sorry, I didn't realize I was so zoomed in. There we go. We are going to get soaked if we don't hurry. I do want to check. I'm a-hurrying, guys. See, here's red. Yeah, wow, the red with the black is kind of cool. I would take some home, but it's not that exciting, and we're flying, and we only have carry-on luggage, so we'll get a good record of it here in this video, and that's collecting enough for me. Boy, it would be neat to go check that stuff out over there. Okay, I don't know if you can see that there, that lump right in center screen. That's probably a big bomb. I can't really make it out good from here. But here you got another view of the layers. Beautiful. I'm thinking that's bird poop. It's hard to tell. I thought it was a big chunk of the white, but it's kind of chalky, so I bet you it's bird poop. Eagles and stuff, you know, roost in these kind of places. All right, I'll come back at you if I find anything earth-shattering to show you. All right, I'm playing tag with that thunderstorm. Here's the layers and volcanic bomb we were looking at. I want to see what's down here very quickly. Those are some bigger pieces for sure. So far, guys, I haven't seen anything really showing much of a flow pattern, you know, like the pieces I showed you in the previous video that have the swirling, and I'm not seeing that here. You can see it's vesicular. It does have bubbles in it, but it's much more solid material. But look at the layers. See, this is all the layers keep pointing that way. So the center of the volcano, because on the far side, which you can't see from here now, they point this way. I guess you can kind of see it. So the center of the volcano is over here somewhere. You know how I'm saying this material is a little more solid? Do you notice that this mine has rainwater piled up in it? Whereas at the other mine, because it's much more porous material, didn't have that. Sorry if I'm not saying much. You and I are seeing this all for the first time. I've never been here before. And it would be fun to really explore. But like I said, the material is a little more solid, kind of more of a basic basalt, but definitely a cinder cone origin. All right. And then look at how this area is all that yellow. Whether, oh, I see what happened. Okay, if you look up there, you see the reddish yellow material that's on top of the black. That just caved in here is what we're looking at. Yeah, that makes sense. So the upper layers have decomposed. And of course, as they're mining, it probably was overhanging and it fell down. Which is why in places like this, you don't want to get too close to that wall, because you know, this is very soft material and it caves in all the time. I don't know if I dare walk over here. I'm going to make sure I don't sink. There's a little bit of black sand. Oh, you guys are exploring with me. This is kind of cool. I like when we're both seeing it for the first time, all of us together. Yeah, see, the sand doesn't sparkle. This is the other Tessontli quarry. That material has a lot of magnetite in it. And I didn't really see any decent amounts of it to show you, but I do have a lot of magnetic sand that I collected in that quarry. Okay, I want to point out to you guys two things here. So I'm at the far end now of the lowest part of the quarry. Here you can see the strata. I think it's showing for you, even though it's cloudy. They're going that way, just like we saw in the other mine. And then on the opposite side, they're coming up like this. Again, the classic cinder cone. I would imagine the chimney or the plug. I don't see any evidence of a plug in it, unless that's what all these giant pieces are coming from. But would be somewhere over there. Very cool. Here's a big chunk of that yellow. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, this is really decomposed. It's not dirt though. I mean, it's still rock. It's the same black basalt, I would imagine, but just completely degraded into the clay minerals. Up there you can see the strata. Maybe a little better. We're looking toward the sun, so yeah, see, this is solid. That's heavy. Yeah, these are heavy, and in fact, if you look at the surface, see how they're glassy. Wow, that's almost obsidian. That is so close to being obsidian. It's not though. It's see, now here's a porous piece. Alrighty. All right, this has been an awesome first visit to this quarry. I like it. It's totally different than the other one. Sort of a blacker, heavier material compared to the other quarry. Yes, that's a heavy rock. And the structure by and by is the same. Okay, now the sun is shining on that hill as we're walking back out of here. You can see the ashy, cindery layers beneath what appears to be a more solid basalt flow. Good, I was hoping we'd get a good view with the sun. I'll also show you guys this up close. Let's see if it sparkles. Nope. Really no sparkles at all, which is very different than the other place. Yeah, the sun's out. We better seize the opportunity. It helps us see things a little better. Sorry, I get so out of breath. Well, we came uphill a long ways to get here. We're at like 9,000, maybe almost 10,000 feet. Again, we see the strata going this way. Over there, the strata going this way. My guess is about in that direction at one point was the central core. In the other quarry, they've actually quarried around the central core. And in this one, it either didn't exist anymore or it was soft enough that they could eat away at it with the machines. Ay. Anyway, thank you so much for coming along. It looks like the rain has spared us. I hear the thunder, but it's moving off. Here's my ever patient brother-in-law, mi cuñado paciente, Valentín. Muchas gracias. Ya nos podemos ir antes que llueva. Sí, pues no sé si se viene o se va.
Creo que se va.
My brother-in-law says it's good that we came with the four-wheel drive. Yeah, I don't know how big trucks make it up this road. Well, if you came along with me this far, it's quite obvious that you enjoyed the video. Thanks for coming along. This video was much easier to make. I was able to do pretty much all live narration. For two reasons. I was a lot less nervous because this mine is in a much more rural area. And, you know, there weren't big neighborhoods right by, nor the highway or anything like that. And my brother-in-law was with me, so that's always a comfort. He kind of had to stay up by his car to watch his car, but just knowing that I wasn't there by myself was a big help. And it's a beautiful place. I had never been there before, like I mentioned, and the rocks are quite different. I kind of wish I would have collected some, even just to have them there at the house. Well, God bless you guys. Look forward to seeing you all on the next one.